anyways, but I think that churches really need to work harder to have a really robust system in helping people with marriage. We have to understand marriage is not cut and dry. It's just not open and shut. It's just not we were virgin when we first got together and now we're married. People have kids outside of marriage and then they get married. People have babies outside of marriage where they cheated. People are trying to stay married. There's divorce, there's abuse, there's infidelity. There's so many different things, right? And I think churches really need to invest. I think we invest in other things that are flashy on the outside, but the things that are supposed to be the structural foundation of the church, which is marriage, we know that from Genesis, like we don't invest in that. Why don't we have a counselor on staff? Why don't we have resources for abused women or abused men? Why don't we have resources for those who are in crisis in their marriage? Right? We don't have that, but we have money for the new coffee, station. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like we just need to do better, and we don't have to do it on our own. I'm not saying a church has to foot the bill for everything. You can get with organizations in your community that already offer these services and create a pipeline.
Yeah.
If you care.
Yeah, to help the people in your community, in your church.
If you care. If there's a battered woman coming to the church and saying, I'm being battered, I need help, you don't know somebody in the community that you can reach out to and say, here is the number, go here, right? You can come to us. We're going to pray for you. We're going to support you. We don't have the resources, but they have the resources. Actually, we support them, right? Or here's a counselor. They're a Christian counselor. They can help you in your marriage if you want to get a divorce. They can help you with the infidelity or help you with this, right? It's just like, I just don't feel like there's any excuse. I feel like there's so much that we can do.
Well, this is what I would say about that. I think what we might be doing is I do hear churches helping like battered women or like helping with infidelity in the marriage, but I think it's on a case-to-case basis.
Mm-hmm.
I think we don't we're not preventative, we're not proactive with it, we're more reactive.
Okay.
And so I think it's hard, I think, to teach on it from the Bible, to teach on infidelity or marriage after. What does that look like? Throw away your old marriage. It's a brand new marriage because the person done broke the old marriage and the vows. It's a new marriage. It's hard to teach. I think we're thinking it's hard to teach on it.
Yes.
We're thinking it's hard to teach on it.
So it's easier to just deal with it after it happens.
But I think you can teach. I think that there is stuff in the Bible about that.
Ooh.
I think we can teach on it.
I think it's just really difficult.
I think it's difficult, but I think we can teach on these things from a biblical perspective. I don't think we have to automatically outsource them to the world. I think we can teach on divorce. I think we can teach on these difficult subjects. We can teach on marriage. It doesn't even have to be the difficult subjects. It can be trusting your partner, having more communication. We can teach on these things.
Yeah.
Right. And I've seen different areas where churches have made these commitments to learn about a certain thing, and they have done so much with the research and development. They have an R&D team, and they learn, like, for example, this is how we got Eden. Our first daughter was researched by a church, a Catholic church.
That is a fact.
The Catholic Church,
that is a fact.
Fertility issues, and the Catholic Church said, we've been studying this because this is where we wanted to put our dollars. We have a research and development team. We have this system.
That is a good point, babe.
And now we can help women who struggle with fertility have kids. And they helped us because we went to our office. There was a lady there who specialized in that training, whatever have you. She taught it to Chris. She showed it to me. We practiced that method that was developed by a church who put their bucks into it, and we had a kid.
That's a very good point. To add a little bit of context of what Junior is talking about, we struggled with infertility for 3.5 years. We went to the doctors, we went to all this stuff. I ran into somebody who was in integrative health, which means that they look at the natural, like your own body, but they also pair it with medicine if you need it. And she was pioneering in her office a specific program based off of a Catholic church because they were so gung-ho about preserving life, because obviously they were pro-life and all those things, but also helping women who were struggling with infertility. And they put their dollars behind it, not only in like resources, but training actual doctors to do the research. And they figured out this method to help women figure out their cycles and help them figure out when they're fertile, infertile, things like that. And because of that, and I followed the program, I did it, and I was doing medicine as well, but not like I was doing supplements.
It was the program. It was the program.
I was doing supplements, but not like medications.
Yeah, no. It was the
program. But we were following the program and we were able to conceive. So I get what you're saying, because I really do believe that we have to do that, but it takes so much work. And the only reason why I can say that I know it takes so much work is because I've just been tipping the iceberg on the amount of research and study you have to do on a biblical side and just on like regular like research and stuff like that in regards to marriage. And it is so robust and so thick, right? I can't do it on my own. Sheila Gregoire is another one who's kind of been doing that research and talking to people and theology in the raw, things like that. That's what they do. They research and they study these things, but it's like we need more of that, and especially for marriage, because it really is one of those foundational relationships where there needs to be support.
And especially, let me say, for those who are typically underserved, minorities, black people, we need some stuff for us, man.
We really do. We really do. We really do. And I'm not just giving lip service because because at this point, this is what we're trying to do.
We're dedicating our lives to this. All the stuff that we're talking about right now, we can talk about it so easily and ad nauseum, because this is stuff we feel like God is directing us at to pay attention to.
Exactly.
And he's saying, but haven't I sent you?
That's the problem. So
don't complain.
Don't complain about anything.
Don't complain about anything.
I'm like, oh God, the church, they're not doing nothing with marriage. They need to do better. And I'm not talking about every church, but I'm just talking about in general, capital C church, so right?
We need to do more.
Right. We need more. We need more. And God's like, more. Hey, you two look perfect. Why don't you do it? So anyways, so that is kind of the topic that I want to address. And I think the way it affected our relationship, it just gave us different glasses to look at marriage, right? And different aspects. For me, especially on an internal level, I had a lot of confusion. I had a lot of bitterness towards God.